here we have this story from The Guardian, written by Jack Seal. Seal. But yeah, Necaxa review. Eva Longoria's attempt at recreating Welcome to Wrexham is just painful. 2 out of 5 stars. Oh wow, this does not sound good. All right. So yeah, if you are unaware, Eva Longoria recently starred in a documentary series, uh, about the Mexican soccer team Necaxa. It's airing on FX right now, and yeah, if that sounds familiar, it is actually created by the same team, the same producers that created Welcome to Wrexham, Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney. And yeah, it pretty much turned out about how you expect. It seems like it's just like a bland attempt at recreating Welcome to Wrexham, or at least that's what this reviewer says. So yeah, let's actually get into the review now. All right. The Desperate Housewives star has invested in a Mexican football team and even ropes in Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney in her attempts to make a thrilling documentary. But it's extremely hard to care about any of it. Welcome to Wrexham is one of those TV shows that has moved its genre up a level after years of glossy, behind the scenes documentaries that were just another part of $1 million sports franchises' marketing portfolios. The story of unlikely celebrity investors Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney taking the extremely unlikely decision to buy AFC Wrexham was an unexpected tonic and a worldwide hit. Inevitably, imitations are now spawning, with Amazon last month debuting the underwhelming Built in Birmingham, about NFL superstar Tom Brady's half hearted investment in Birmingham City. Oh crap, yeah, I remember this. What was it? Tom Brady recently did like some thing with Rob McElhenney and Snoop Dogg, who also bought a share in the soccer team recently. They did this like thing where they all called each other and I don't know, just kind of talked about soccer for a second. I don't know. It was kind of weird. It was kind of dumb. But yeah, uh, let's see. Necaxa should have better prospects since it's on Disney Plus, the same platform as Welcome to Wrexham, and Reynolds and McElhenney are in it. But all the peculiar magic of the parent show is painfully absent. Club Necaxa was the biggest team in Mexico until the turn of the millennium, when it fell into decline, outspent and outplayed by its city rivals Club America, Cruz Azul, and Pumas. Yeah, I don't really, what was it? I don't really know much about, what was it, Mexican soccer? Well, I do know a fair amount about Mexican soccer, but not much history about it. So yeah, a lot of this is kind of new information to me. Hold on. I had to take a drink. So in 2003, Necaxa relocated an hour-and-a-half flight north to, oh crap, Aguascalientes. The Mexican First Division abandoned promotion and relegation in 2020. Wait, it did? So Necaxa's... I didn't know Liga MX abandoned Pro Rel. Really? I actually don't remember this. Dang. That's crazy. Huh. Guess they're trying to copy the MLS. Whatever. So, Necaxa's elite status is secure, but in its new home, it has found it hard to make the playoffs, let alone challenge for the league title. Desperate Housewives star Eva Longoria, who has diversified from acting and directing into commercial ventures, was part of the consortium that invested in Necaxa in 2021. The documentary begins in April of 2024. Proceeds as if Longoria were the sole financial savior of the club, nicknaming her La Patrona, the boss, and largely relying on her to fill us in on Necaxa's history and desired future. All right, so is she like a major shareholder, or is she just a minority shareholder? Because the way they're talking about it, they're making it sound like she really doesn't own that much of it, which is, pretty common when it comes to celebrity owners. Like Tom Brady and Snoop Dogg are both only minority owners in their clubs. But, they're mostly just there to act as like a public face. You know what I mean? Just to like, someone friendly who people like and can, what was it, make people feel better about the ownership situation in a lot of cases. So yeah, usually celebrity owners like this are just kind of faces that don't really have much say in the team. So it seems like the way they're talking, it seems like that's true with what was it with Longoria as well. Yeah. Ah. As for Longoria herself, she grew up in Texas with a father of Mexican descent who had longed for a son but found joy in sharing his love of the Dallas Cowboys with his youngest daughter, Eva, who later married a Mexican businessman and moved to Mexico City, having spent her early career as an English-speaking American whose Latina looks limited the roles she was offered. Longoria is now ensconced in Mexican life without feeling as if she belongs there or in the U.S. Okay. Is that like a big part of the show, or are they just like giving us a little bio about her? In her conversations with the camera, the problem with the series becomes clear. The stakes are too low. Longoria would like to recapture the excitement of the Cowboys winning the Super Bowl, and she'd like to win the respect of the club's players and staff, despite her Spanish being horrible. Oh man, I know how that is. I'm really not very. My Spanish really isn't very good either. So, like, yeah, I can't really talk to a lot of Spanish people. I usually, what was it, can only talk to them if, like, my dad or another relative who knows Spanish is there. So, yeah, that kind of sucks. Yeah. But these are just things that would be quite nice for her. They're not enough for us to invest. Longoria's interactions with people from the club tend to involve her laughing uproariously at nothing while everyone else politely sits there. God damn. You know what? Maybe I should watch this show. That actually sounds like it'd be kind of entertaining, just, not for the reason that they're intending. Oh crap. Similarly, the players' backstories are workaday recollections of training hard as youngsters, with jumpers for goalposts, or in the case of midfielder Diego Chile Gomez, piles of dirt, and great odds to overcome. I mean, yeah, that's kind of just most soccer players' backstories, especially in Latin America. Most soccer players grew up very poor. It's like basketball. It's like basketball, A lot of like poor people see it as their only way out of poverty. So like yeah, of course a lot of their backstories just kind of involve them being super poor and impoverished. But yeah, the predicament of the club isn't laden with jeopardy either. Necaxa may not have won the top division for a while, but at least they're in it. It's as if Reynolds and McElhenney had bought Aston Villa or Everton instead of a non-league club on the verge of oblivion. Yeah, that is one thing. Yeah, a big like selling point when it came to Welcome to Wrexham. What was it? Was like the fight to get this like lower league team, back into the top flight or like into the top flight. Has Wrexham ever been in the top flight? I'm not sure, but yeah. What was it? Yeah, that was a big draw for the series, was seeing these two try and get like this low division team into the top flight, and seeing the struggles that come with that, fighting their way up. Yeah. And it's like this show just doesn't have any of that. It doesn't really have that, those stakes. And like they said before, Liga MX got rid of Pro Rel, so they can't get relegated either. So like, what really are the stakes? I don't know. The problem with Aguascalientes, meanwhile, are indifferent toward the problem. Oh, wait, no. Not the problem. The people of Aguascalientes, meanwhile, are indifferent towards Necaxa, which is a relatively new addition to the area and is just a bit frustratingly rubbish. If it keeps losing, they'll shrug and go back to supporting Club America or Guadalajara Giants Chivas. In Wrexham, it felt as if the futures of the club and the town were existentially intertwined, but stories of fans whose devotion to football is a key part of their identity aren't in evidence here because nobody feels that way about Necaxa. This is more about Eva Longoria than any ordinary folks. Yeah, I mean, what was it? The way he's describing it, it really coming off like this was just some kind of like vanity project, you know? Like this was just something Eva Longoria wanted to do because, you know, Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney did it, so, you know, I probably can too. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's difficult, then, to care about whether Necaxa bounce back, but here come extensive match highlights anyway, with all the familiar grammar of the modern football doc. The action is filmed at ground level, more cinematically than standard live coverage, with plenty of reaction shots from the crowd, and more often, the director's box, accompanied by conveniently informative commentary that may or may not be authentic recordings made at the time. A switch to slow motion and a dip in the music signals that someone's about to score. Oh, wow. When Necaxa gets slapped about by Monterrey in the final game of the 2024 season, it's time to call on Los Gringos. Do they actually say that in the show? God, I hope they do. Reynolds and McElhenney, minority investors in the club. Oh, so they're investors in this club too. Okay, that's okay. All right, that's just great to hear. I'm sure it's going well. I'm sure they're putting their full effort, their full attention into helping out Necaxa. Like they don't have a million other things they're doing right now. And executive producers of the series, that too, pop up to lend their trademark unequal buddy comedy to the show. They've worked up a gag about the less successful and busy Rob making Ryan look bad by spending more time learning Spanish and to give Longoria tips via FaceTime. "We're scared of La Patrona," says Reynolds. With his usual nervous self-deprecation, Longoria laughs heartily and on her own. Necaxa is on Disney+. Alright, so that was the end of that. It seems like was it a big thing? It seems like a big series holding this whole Necaxa documentary back. Or is it? It's just kind of the fact that, well, it's something that was brought up here earlier, which is that Necaxa is in the top flight. You know, it's in Liga MX. You know, while Wrexham was not. Or was it? You know, a big part of the drama, a big thing that drew people in when it came to Welcome to Wrexham was the you know, the struggle of trying to get this lower division club up into the higher leagues, which, you know, is getting harder and harder nowadays. Necaxa doesn't have that. They're in the top flight. And what was it? There's no Pro Rel in Liga MX anymore, so it's like they can't get sent down either. There's really not much to fight for anymore. Really not as much drama.